So I'll say a couple of different things. I also do a lot of not only mock interviews, like I do hiring for the last couple of works that I've worked at. And there's two parts. One, there's the understanding there's a model to interviews, right? There's there's kind of a structure to the way that they flow, and once you understand that model, practice and get good at it so that you can then communicate the value that you'll bring to the organization. But at the same time, that's kind of like the game part is like there's an expectation, and once you understand what that expectation is, you know how to meet it. But there's also the part of really translating the experience that you have that sometimes it feels like, like I haven't really been doing all that much, or I haven't done this big, huge, amazing thing, and trusting that you've built valuable skills and how can you communicate them to the person that you're talking to and who is curious about you. How can you translate what you've done in the past to being able to fulfill the need that they have that they're hiring for? So what I'm looking for is confidence in the ability to communicate the value, right? Ability to communicate your previous experience. But then also, I need to know that you understand how you can bring that value and meet the need of the organization now. Um, Honestly, that's like the big picture. And then, you're getting down to how do you walk them through your resume? How do you, answer interview questions in the star or car format where you tell them the situation and this is the task that I had, these are the actions I took, and this is the result. Like it's a formula. Um and I think a lot of times the most successful interviewers are the ones who understand the formula because that's how you communicate quickly. So it's important to show like who you are, and that they want to be around you. I would say the ways to do that, you want to bring yourself, but you don't want to be distracting, right? You don't want to take attention away from your experience and what you can add to the organization that you're interviewing for. But you want to show if you're a friendly person or a thoughtful person or like a silly person connecting, because the person who's interviewing is a human too. It's to connect on a human level while also kind of getting down to the business of let me tell you how I can be helpful in the position that you're hiring for.
So I realized like in the interview process, when I started off initially, I I would at first I would like, I would kind of approach it in a way where I thought it was like an academic setting. So I would come in and I would be like, okay, this is my resume, which, again, the Center for CED would like help us prepare for. And then I'll be like, okay, is there like a problem that I need to solve or whatever to get the job? And what was happening initially for me, and, my story is probably not different from a lot of people, was I would get interviews, but I wouldn't get the final offer. I would get a lot of interviews, and I wouldn't get the final offer. And so I realized, okay, then there's something I'm missing, right? It's because if you're getting the interview, it means that they're interested. They're looking at your resume, it's great. They want to get to know this person. But then it seems like, okay, maybe when they do get to know this person, they don't really find exactly maybe what they're looking for. And so that's where I realized, okay, my strategy needs to change, right? I couldn't just come in as if it was an academic exercise. It was really about how I communicated and I presented my value to the people who were going to make that hiring decision. You're going to have to be maybe rejected a few times because, you're never going to get it right the first time. But after you start doing a lot of interviews and you start practicing, before you know it, it's just offer, 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 offer. And all it takes is one, for you to, find something that you are, you're really passionate about, and that you want to do.